Port report. Trader recent news. Let's luncheon with Cynthia this time. We're actually, I think Lucy's most likely to lower terror on account of being all giggly. We could use that. A daft tale. Lucy leans over and whispers to you confidentially. A complex story about a butler, a pig, and an inheritance. You don't follow all the details of the plot, but somehow the pig ends up in an attic, and the butler in a vicar's bed. Candles flicker, dishes enter and leave, and the wind butts gently at the window panes. By the time the plum pudding arrives, you're as cheerful as you've been in months. Yep, lost 10 terror. Gained some more supplies. Our hunger was also reset. That's always nice. Yeah, okay, so those aren't large enough to give you a full crate of supplies, but they reset your hunger, so I'm just gonna base that on what our hunger is at the time that we take them out. Because you automatically feed the crew when you get to the halfway mark, provided you have supplies. Codex, a desperate cave full of mute exiles and an inexplicable colony of shivering, bad-tempered monkeys. Okay, we don't have the undersea thing, so we can't do that one. And for that, we would need a searing enigma to apparently acquire a doomed monster hunter. We can compile a port report. No one will speak. This is a challenge. Silently forthright, the exiles see many come, fewer leave. Some are even willing to communicate, but their gestures are unfamiliar, the meanings unclear. Even when you can understand, these are answers without questions, as useless as a key without a lock. Behind the great arch over the bay, the pale wastes stretch, white and silent as the face of the moon. From here, you might almost imagine they were snow. North of the city, the salt pools fizz with unlikely color. We can explore the town, we can gather intelligence. A riddling contract apparently needs 75 mirrors. Okay, we need fragments, and unfortunately, the batch of fragments that we just got from discovering Wither was enough to convert to a secret, and the conversion happens automatically. So to get our strategic report, we need to go discover something that'll give us some fragments and then come back. Oof. Well, we're going to get a port report here at the very least, and we're going to explore the town. Wither is a quiet, chilly town of gray stone and closed courtyards. The people are neither exactly unfriendly nor exactly hospitable. They have the irritating habit of answering a question with a question. Here and there are odd sights tucked away. Oh, this again, the same as what we got in Gator's Mourn. We're just going to take the troglodyte prawns again. Thanks. Lowering terror is great. Really wish that would happen when we were more hungry. And yeah, you can buy mute or salt here with Z stories. And fuel with Z stories. I'm going to explore up north a little bit and see if there's any other landmarks. And we're going to be avoiding that thing. Oh, we discovered the Hudson Straits. Cool. That gives 50 fragments. We needed 25. Turn around. Your contract's riddles make little sense to you. Perhaps you can combine them with the lore you've already learned. Eventually, you've teased the meaning out of his words. It's like trying to convince a cat to release a ball of wool. He's cat smug, too. At last, you have the information. Primitive faithful gather in the shadows between the many, many candles. A bell tolls in the chapel tower. Cracked iron laughter. Beware, the aisle is full of voices. Okay, we're gonna gather intelligence for one thing to get the port report. Oh, that needs 5 supplies. That would take up most of our food. We have barely any hunger, so we're not gonna bother eating here. Back through it. Sullen lights glow green at the jetty's edge. Behind the port buildings, the island is knee-deep in ash. There are ruins here and there of houses destroyed by fire. Far above, the mountain's top flickers red, just for an instant. Huntersy thing. We could explore the island. We could engage an officer, the merciless Modest. Modeste? I don't know. Ah yes, you will do nicely. I need a ship, dear heart, and I rather flatter myself that you need me. A first officer that increases iron, veils, and hearts. We need 5 parabol linen, okay? We'll come back with that. We could dig among the ruins. Perhaps the villagers left valuables behind. You could pick over their remains to see what you might find, you ghoul. Need 2 supplies, and it's a 60% chance of finding something, I guess. Get the port report. Chat to the port folk about the Brimstone Convention. There was a revolution in hell, and the aristocracy of devils fled here. Here they plot in exile. A shrug and a curse. They don't do us any harm, they stay up there, and we stay down here. If hell's fighting itself, that's good for us all, isn't it? Yeah, it's a slightly better price on fuel than in London. Not quite as good as in the Republic. Let's go up to the crater. They say the road to hell is paved with good intentions, but the road to the Brimstone Convention is paved with cinders. Do they admit visitors to the Brimstone Convention? Probably not, but you never know. They might sell tickets. Above the bay, look down and see Port Palmerston like a toy and the ruins in the like gravel. You've come far, but the volcano's cone still rears above you. Rest a little before you go the last half mile. The road to the crater ends at a brass gate in the crater wall. Beside it stands an oddly charming little cottage. It's thrown together from pumice and basalt, but its features honeysuckle. Okay, that was just an odd sentence. An equally charming deviless in a tea gown leans against the cottage wall, twirling a parasol and fanning herself. I'm the guardian of this place, she remarks languidly. You may not pass, but can I offer you a cup of Armalia tea? Sure. Armillaria? That's not one of the poisonous ones, is it? You're pretty sure it's not. Terror in a tea gown? No doubt she'd be much less pleasant if you tried to break down the gate. But just now, she's courteous, soft voice, in a tea gown. The tea is hot and nutty and rather pleasant. She asks about your voyages. She is desperate for news of London, of its mists, its nights, its sick, its poor, its fires. She tactfully turns aside questions about the convention, but she shares some of the secrets of the Neath. Come see me again, she says. Next time you're here, she shrugs gracefully. Bring me a present if you like. Okay. Love to see what she wants. Khan's glory. Here are the palaces of the Khan and his court. each a fortress to itself. Sleek lords and ladies in belted robes breakfast on balconies. An unlikely antelope peeks at you from a park. Guns rotate easily on the motorized gimbals. So yeah, you need dark drop coffee beans to offer to the House of the Leopard to get trading rights. Drowning pearls for the Timon. And yeah, getting even just, you know, a port report here requires a Veils challenge, and our Veils is not high enough. Take a meeting concerning a matter of no importance. A servant of Timon is missing. His loss is a danger. There's a place one doesn't speak of. Officially, a former servant of the Timon who did not engage in the gathering of strategic information did not disappear to the undersea port of Anth, which officially does not exist. At length, you hear that what this servant did not look like, and strict prohibitions against pursuing him. Officially, no one in Khan's glory would have any interest or be at all inclined to reward you with money and connections if you were to go to Anth. They would not care for a report of his situation or any information he may be unable to bring home. Sure, we're squarely behind him. And if they have any aft guns, then we can just leave. If they don't, we can just sit here. Yep, it does raise your suspicion, but let's see what we got. No supplies. Still, probably just gonna leave them alone from now on, because I'd rather be able to interact with companies. A tooth-cracking treasure. A chunk of grit baked in your ship's biscuit. You crack a tooth and curse. Your crew chuckle. But when the object turns out to be a diamond, small and badly flawed, but a diamond nevertheless, they all hush. Diamonds are sacred to stone, says one. Give it to the Z, Captain. It'll be luck for us. Yeah, it's very, very easy to tick off the gods of the Z. And I believe we currently have Stone's attention, so... A flash in the darkness. The diamond glints once as it reaches the apex of its arc. Down, down, and a wave reaches up to take it. I think what we're going to do is we're going to stop by Mount Palmerston, buy a bit more fuel, go up through here to see if there's anything, and then come back through. did this have to happen in a fog bank? Oh, and now there's another ship involved. I'd really rather not ram into you, but you are making this difficult. Oh, now it's hanging them up. Okay, keep doing that. It's a very tough ship to only get that and literally not even any supplies to go with it. I'll assume that's a friendly ship because they were not shooting at us. Okay, back at Mount Palmerston, we're exploring the island. The view from above, a high place, the sea like a rippled sheet of night green jade. The roof of the neath above, bellied or belied with stalactites and prickled with false star. Look out across the water. What are you thinking of? We're gonna try praying to stone and see where that goes. You know the words to speak, and in this place perhaps her eyes are on you. Well then. Turn your eyes south, wait 9 heartbeats. In the heart of the elder continent, a tiny fugitive gleam of warmth. It's gone. You've gained 2 mirrors. New total 27, gained 2 hearts, gained 1 terror. Okay. This is the end. Vast-winged shapes guard a gate of something like resin, smooth but uneven. It is deep gant, the color that remains when all other colors have been eaten. Ice crusts over the crack between its valves. Approach and your breath freezes, falls tinkling in shards from the air. It would be utterly foolish to touch the thing. A merciless wind blows from everywhere to everywhere. It passes without effort through your bridge coat, your flesh, your lungs. The dock lies empty. Okay, we've heard a story. The ice by the gate's edge. There was a whisper about a hunting quest and a final revenge. Yes, this is what the rumors meant. A hunter frozen in the ice, hands contorted into claws, mouth agape. With her left hand, she had plucked her own eye from the socket. It lies very close to the surface of the ice. If the stories are true, there's dark virtue in that eye. Take it then, but perhaps you should put it in a jar. Now have a hunter's eye. Such as there is to gather out here where nothing moves. The stillness is itself of interest to the Admiralty. It is not impossible someone foolish might attempt to open the gate. It is not inconceivable that it might open from the other side, and what then? Your journey here may attract the attention of a certain crimson patron. Return your port report to the Admiralty to unlock a new story. Okay. We're gonna burn our beginner's luck here, and we're gonna hope that it gets us some food, because we are dangerously low. Yes, it did. Thank you. A shipwreck. Beneath the black and freezing water, a ship lies rustling. Its hull has been torn like paper. Lifebergs work. Some of the supplies and cargo are salvageable. Why were they bringing sapphires here? Alright, that should help us get home. In the watches of the night, you pad softly past the hatch to the crew quarters. A man cries out softly in his sleep, desperately. Another. We could ask about their dreams and what they saw. Pages gives us a 62% chance of success, or we could ignore them. We're gonna ask. Eyes and a face. The whole neath lit up like a snuffer mask. There's something in the roof, Captain. It's the roof. It's watching us. Eyes and a face. Eyes and a face. Yes, you say softly. You lay your hand on the sailor's burning forehead. There are storms in the roof. Hush, you won't join them yet. Okay, got some supplies and fuel. That's always nice. Got another bolt of parabola linen. Believe we needed 5 of those to recruit that person at Mount Palmerston. Same tale as before. We've lost some terror and gained supplies. Gift. Very fine evening to you, Captain. My, what you might call mentor, is very fond of adventurous Z captains and would like to offer you what you might call a dispensation, on account of he is so fond of Z captains. Behind the blind bruiser on the dock stands a quay piled high with fuel and supplies. Who is this patron? Is there a catch? He runs a very liberal establishment just across the river that is patronized by sailors and by men of wit and vinegar, a public house, and there is no obligation to speak of. My patron would hope only that you might remember him kindly, and I suppose if the opportunity should arise for you to return his kindness, then I do not imagine he would refuse your offer. Let me check the hold. We have 15 space. First though, let's... yeah. I mean, yep, that's a lot of stuff. Our suspicion went up a little bit because, as you might have, assumed, this is a somewhat shady guy. Well, my patron hopes you find these little gifts to your liking. He expects that someday you might choose to call on him at the Medusa's head. Should that day come, we will make you very welcome and give you any safe conduct that you might require. Good evening to you. The Chapel of Lights. There's something about the Undersea that breeds heresy and dissent. I rather think we might need to send the Bishop of Southwark out for a good bit of Christian shouting. Avid Horizon, I hope you intend to tell me that everything is quiet there. going to be talking to Mr. Sachs until we've visited most of the map and have a faster ship. Because he sends you to a lot of really far-flung places, and if you can't get to them quickly, that mission will kill you. So we're not doing that right now. We can just leave that as it is. But I think that's why you don't see Mr. Sachs until you've turned in a lot of reports to the Admiralty, is the game kind of assumes at that point, well, you've at least seen some of the map. But I guarantee it's gonna send us to, like, some place. Like, look, here's how much of the map we've covered. Maybe a third, at best.